I have to go, you'll be thinking of me. Somehow I will know. Someday when I'm lonely, wishing you weren't so far away, then we will remember things we said today. You say you'll be my girl till the end of time. These days such a kind girl seems so hard to find. Someday when we're dreaming deep in love, not a lot to say, then we will remember things we said today. Me, I'm just a lucky kind, love to hear you say that love is love. And though we may be blind, love is here to say, and that's enough to make you mine. You're the only one, love me all the time, girl. We'll go on and on. Someday when we're dreaming deep in love, not enough to say, then we will remember things we said today. Hey, how you doing out there, guitar heroes? All right, we love the Beatles, 1964. Back to the early days, so to speak. Things we said today. All right, well, let's dig into this song. In this case, because the Beatles typically are singing a whole octave above me, or at least it's in a position where I really can't sing it. I've got my guitar tuned down 1/2 step, so that would be one fret down. So from here to here to be able to sing those high parts. We have an interesting little intro. A quick little strum on this A minor chord, and it's a little tricky. I know I've had my struggles with it. So we do that 3 times. Now, one thing that you'll probably find out real quickly is you need to have a really flexible pick. I've got my lightest pick here, the 0.73 millimeters, because it's really flexible and you're able to get that strumming without getting your pick stuck in it. And even with this one, it's kind of tough. But this one here, you can get it pretty fast without getting the pick stuck. Real slow. And full speed. And it's not easy. It needs a little bit of practice. All right, well, we do that 3 times, and then we go into this A minor, E minor for the first couple lines. You say E minor, start with A minor, right? You say E minor, you will A minor, love me E minor, A minor. If I A minor have to go, you'll be E minor, thinking A minor of me, E minor. A minor, somehow, E minor, I will know. All right, so obviously that's not as fast as we need to go. We need to go something like this. You say you will love me if I have to go. So it's like almost 2 strums in between is roughly where I'm at here. Let's kind of check the speed. So maybe there's 3 strums in there. And so that's your first line. Then the second line is almost like a pre-chorus kind of thing, but we go with the C. Someday, and then of course this is where the vocal struggle is. Someday when you're, and then the C7, lonely, and then a quick F. Wishing you weren't so B flat, far away. So let's go back through that part again. Now, standard C, right? Standard C, we know in a C7, I'm going to put the pinky down on the, we're going to skip a string. So we've got E, A, we're going to skip the D, and then we're going to put the little pinky down on the G string. And then it's fairly easy, but you know, this depends. I mean, I struggle with this too. Then to go into an E form bar chord. Okay, and you wouldn't have to if you can play an F like this. Good for you, but I can't. I got to go to a bar chord. So I'm going to sneak into that A form bar chord. F, wishing you weren't so, and then an A form B flat. Okay, so we got the A form here, right? So you start with the 3 fingers, and then you gradually get to a 1 finger. And remember, we don't hit the first 2 strings. Of course, we're going to mute the big E because our bass note is the A. So we don't want to have our finger on the A string, just like on an A chord, right? And then we're going to slide that up 1 and lay my finger down for a bar. And I'm going to get that B flat. Okay, so that line that's probably the most difficult line in the whole song. Someday when you're C7, F, wish you weren't so, B flat, far away. Then we go back to our A minor, E minor. Things we said today. And then we're supposed to do one of those quick strums at the end of the first line. Okay, then we're going to go back into the second verse, which is exactly the same as the first verse. Same old thing with the A minor, E minor. To the end of time, these days such a kind girl seems so hard to find. And then we're back into that other. Someday when we're dreaming, F. Deep in love, not a lot to say. Back to the A minor, E minor. And we will remember things we said today. And now we're going to go into the chorus. We start with an A. Me, I'm just a D, lucky kind. And then we got a B7. And B7, let's take a look at that. You should know that by now. And then, of course, we always got the thumb down on the big E, because that doesn't work with the B7. Love to hear you, back to an E7. Hear you say that love is a love. Now my singing's getting goofed up here. Let's go back through it. Make sure it sounds right. Me, I'm just a D-lucky guy, B7. Love to hear you, E7. Say that love is a love, and though we D may be blind, B7. Love is here to say, and that's E, and then we're going to go back into it. So on the B7, it's a B flat 7. Okay, so if you got a B flat here, and then we use the A7 form. A7 form. That would give us a B flat 7. Kind of tough to make that change. At first what I was thinking I needed to do here was I was just going to lift my pinky on the B7. For that's enough to make you mine. So I think, it seems like this is what works. This is, kind of, what the chord sheet is saying is that there's this B flat 7 in there. I don't think it really makes that much difference. Enough to make you I think I might stick with that. And just lift the pinky up. And then we go right back into the next verse. So let's just go through that last line again. And though that D, we may be blind, B7, love is here to stay and not seem to you mind. Go back to the A minor, E minor thing. And then we got this other verse, same exact with the C, the C7, the F, the B flat, and then back in that. And then we repeat that chorus again, and then we repeat, we repeat the first verse, and then we just kind of end on that, and basically on the end you're just going to kind of repeat the things we find today, things we said today, and I think this fades out now, because guess what, you're not fading your song out, so it probably wouldn't be a bad idea maybe just to get that beginning part in again, right there. And end on that. So there you go. Things We Said Today by the Beatles, 1964. Another great song. Tough to sing. Beatles, if you're fortunate enough to have a voice that works with those songs, great. Otherwise, as an option, you can do what I'm doing here, tuning down a half step. Another way to tackle this thing is to, if it really sounds low and you're singing a full octave down, then you can start bringing the capo up and still use the same chord forms, just so the voice works. And remember, none of this really matters unless you're playing with somebody else, that you have to stay in the same key. You see, so if I'm playing by myself, it doesn't matter what key I'm playing in, right? But when I bring my cousin over and he plays lead guitar, and if I'm going to play a half step down, then I need to make sure that his guitar is tuned a half step down. And other than that, doesn't make a whole bunch of difference. Okay, hope you got something out of this lesson today. Take it easy out there and keep on strumming.